Who goes there?
Cam the comfort.
Run for cover!
Morning, Tim. This is on 194. Cam to come for with you. This is Cruise Control. And today I got with me, I'd say a special guest. I know this brother for quite some time, but I like to say he is the perfect example of who my Grammy would be proud of. All right?
Kind of nice, he says.
Yeah, man. Listen, sometimes I talk to my Grammy. I just go on your Instagram profile and see what you've done. Like for the last month.
That. You compare me to your grandmother, boy?
No, I'm saying you are who my grandmother would be proud of.
Oh, okay, I accept it.
So if she say, "What you been doing?" I say, "Let me see it."
Okay.
With Father Renbert been doing for the month, all right?
It's good to be here.
Could I say your own name?
Yeah, I mean, let the people know.
Renbert Mortimer is here.
The second.
Use the second?
That's the second. My daddy's the first one.
Hey, shout out to the first, boy. I ran but the second. Shout out to the first. Yeah, man. Wayne Head.
Yeah, man. Nice
yeah, man. Like when people, because usually some people be like, "Oh, I know artists."
Yeah.
You know? So this the artist I know.
Artist,
you know what I'm saying? Much more than an artist, but we talking about the artist side today.
Man.
All right? Now, straight up. You've been doing art like on a serious level for how long?
More than a decade. 14 years in the company, but altogether from I was about I'd say 16 or 17 when I graduated from SAC.
So when you graduated from SAC,
respect.
When you graduated from SAC, you was like, I doing art for real. Like that's when you started Wayne Head. That's when you started charging people.
It was a group with Travis Bow, Romero Stubbs, Zanzi Bethel. There's a bunch of us. Anishka Wright, she's a jazz singer now.
Yeah.
A lot of us, we came out and we did this group called Partners in Creativity. We came out with shirts, we were focused, we do a few events, early years inside TOB. And ultimately, that's when I chose the name Wayne Head. I was drawing him in high school.
Because all us could draw.
Yeah,
so, we had to come together.
I chose the name, started off doing face painting. Shout outs to another production. Started off doing a lot of t-shirt designs, had a hand in a lot of the major groups, getting hand sketch of their designs.
Yeah.
And then eventually going into caricatures, which I'm now known for.
Yeah, you definitely very known for caricatures, and there's a few questions I gotta ask you off of that, right?
Yeah.
But as an artist, right, just to pick your brain, when you look at my face, right?
I don't like
because if you know how caricatures are, like it's reality, but it's exaggerated.
Yeah.
Right? When you look at my face,
right?
What do you, or anybody's face who comes to get a caricature, right? When you look at their face, what do you think, or like, what do you see first, or like,
it's techniques, man.
What do you deduce my appearance into?
It's many different ways. I actually have the pleasure of being the only registered Bahamian in what's known as the International Society of Caricature Artists.
Yeah.
So you're talking about over, I think, comfortably 600 artists registered. I've gotten a lot of jobs in Miami, Orlando, just through reference, and I've even gotten flown up to Chicago and stuff like that. But being a part of the society, you get a lot of trainings and a lot of know-hows from people who've been doing it for 30 years who are around the world. Shout-outs to Caricature Japan. Shout-outs to, the California Boys team at Disney. And having the chance to draw next to them, you learn a couple theoretical tricks. So first, the squint technique. If you look at somebody and squint your eye, whatever features pop out is the most prominent feature.
That makes sense, because if they squint, you see the cheeks.
You see the highlights, you see the shines.
Yeah.
Rule of art, of course, wherever those highlights hit would be the ones that are really protruding. And then, it kind of descends from there. The next one is shapes, man. You could think of the basic shapes.
When I was in art, I used to get mad because shout out to Mr. Chuck from Aquinas Scholars. Like, he'd put like a wine bottle there and 2 oranges.
Right.
And he said, no, you draw 2 balls, then you draw a rectangle. And he said, Mr. Chuck, this ain't what in front of me.
Yeah, but it's the foundations,
It's the foundation, so I understand the shapes.
Everything else is like theoretical art. So studying the skeletal structure of the face, knowing what bones you're drawing, realistically knowing what's there, and then breaking those rules. That's caricature. So when I see some people, my style now, Wayne, is more like close on likeness. Still a little cartoony. A lot of influence from my experience with Disney World.
Yeah, experience with Disney World?
Yeah, man. Being a part of the society. Actually, a quick story. There's a guy called Dave Smith. He's one of the chief training managers in the United States, and Dave drew me when I was a kid. So I looked at that drawing all my life on the wall until I was about maybe 19, and I had this stupid idea to find him. I go email him, looking for him. Finally found out he was the first ever golden nosy, which is an award shaped like his nose. It's like the gold, the silver, and the bronze nosy. Highest award you can get as a caricature artist globally, right? So I looked for this guy. I found out that he was a caricature artist, very famous, but I couldn't get in contact with him. My first year in the society, I'm trying to compete, Bahamians go, I got to be the best there. They could know my name. I got destroyed, right? But I had these two older guys, Bill and Jerry. Bill and Jerry, older guys who ran, just have fun, their characters have fun, start competing. And then eventually I calmed down, I had some fun, had a few drinks. And then the award comes up and it's like, let's call up Dave Smith to give out the award. And I'm looking at it like, this the dude who drew me as a baby.
Yeah.
So I go by him, right? And I show him the pictures, like, did you draw this? And he said, that's my signature, I did draw you. Oh, you're that kid with those two parents. And he lists the year and everything. I was like, you remember me? It's like, man, you a noisy little boy. And that's when I realized, I want to do that for somebody else.
Yeah.
I want to be that memory, dog. So, speaking of Dave, he gave me some tips on how to become a better artist. To this day, every year I go to the conference, he has a group of maybe 20 people he's training. He stops in my booth. He's like, this is my son. We got a few bears. So, caricatures, I want to say all that to say this. Caricatures is more than drawing. It's about meeting people. I actually think I'm way better at meeting people and having a conversation and creating a long-lasting memory than I am at drawing. Like, the drawing part is... Let me show you this. If me and you having this conversation and then we take a picture, people don't understand it. The reason why the picture is more valuable is because of the interaction. Yeah. So the caricature is the same way. If I just sit there and draw you and give you a drawing, it's just a drawing. Yeah. If I sat there, get to know you, crack a couple jokes, made you laugh, and then I give you a drawing, that's a memory.
Yeah, because and even after you give me the drawing, and if you draw my lip too big, I could be mad. But if you crack joke and it was solid, then
and I got stories for years, bro. Yeah. Right? I have a grumpy old lady. She was miserable. She was German too. She is miserable. This is when I drew at the airport. Shout out to LPIA and Nod. I drew there for over 5-6 years, I believe, consistently. So shout out to them for that contract. But when I drew this lady, she was grumpy, but I drew her tearing up the skin of her little grandson who was running around being rude. Yeah. So imagine this woman with this grumpy face, borderline, I could be insulting. And when she looks at it, she bursts out laughing and she's like, me like. Yeah. And so from that, I have my old easel. Before I painted it, it had a little kid's name on it. And the little kid, every time he came in the airport, he would rewrite his name. So imagine seeing, when I finished the 5 years, I see this name of this kid. I never looked. Everybody was like, is your name? I think his name was Dave. Is your name Dave?
He kept writing his name.
He kept writing his name in my thing. So when I actually pulled it out to paint it, I was like, this kid, I saw this kid 6 times, and every time he did it, he wrote his name. So it's about memories, man. I know a lot of people get fascinated with the art part, but a lot of people who I work with, I wouldn't hire them because they have no personality.
Yeah. And the personality show in the art, and I just think it's a whole living thing that you do, drawing people with caricatures, and you get to meet so much people, and you get to make so much people laugh and smile just based off of art.
You get to meet love too, bro.
You have the what?
I met some awesome ladies that had a chance to date off caricatures. Wow. It's like Titanic, boy. Real talk.
They say, "Ooh, why you draw my eye like that?"
Come on, Jack, draw me, Jack. Yeah, it's like that, bro.
Oh, you've had some, okay. Yeah, it must be fun. It must be fun. I had to ask you, man. I remember seeing that you won, or you spoken about being the fastest.
World's fastest, 2007.
The world's fastest.
World's fastest artist, man.
Artist or caricature?
It's caricature artist, but technically, speed drawing, you could go to the streets of Rome, is in many forms. Portrait drawing, caricatures, landscape. Shout outs again to Bahamas. I did speed wedding paintings. So they'd bring me out there for 30 minutes. And while the wedding's going on, I got to speed paint it in a gift size so the couple could do it. So Bahamas, shout outs to them. They hired me many times. And so it's all about speed. It comes with consequences. Yeah, you may lactic acid builds up your joints, your back. So now I train a lot of my artists on proper drawing techniques when back support, sitting properly.
You know what's making me laugh in my mind, because I'm picturing you with the paintbrush in your hand, but you in the gym.
I do gym. I do yoga now, actually. So I have shout outs to Malik, man. I got so much people I get shout out, but Malik You have Alrika, Rebelistic 1990, and then Demetrio
Yeah.
Artistico on Instagram.
Yeah.
3 of the 5 mentees I have who went to try caricatures as a way of limit, and Malik is the most humble. He got the manners of me, boy. Like
Yeah.
Malik draws somebody and they tip him $5. He's come running to me, Mr. Motorboy, get $5.
Yeah.
You
got you.
Alrika, definitely talented. She went
Yeah.
on to train under Bridget Flowers, so now she does henna, face painting, and caricatures. Shout outs to her.
Yeah, my friend got one from her.
Yeah, man.
Really,
she fast too, right?
really good. Yeah.
She definitely good. She got her own style. I love that. And then, of course, the knucklehead, Demetrio. But it's still on heartstring. He got the leadership abilities. But those 5 mentees, I've mentored them for over 10 years. Probably invested over 40,000 into their lives and supplies and going to the movies,
Yeah.
And it's the moments, boy. Like carrying them to Balmoral to eat. And the girl, no, I call her the girl, but sorry. My Kia orders octopus, and she's like, I've never had octopus.
Yeah.
So just watching them as kids growing up. And then even now, I've had Travis, who's a photographer and an ex-young man. Sorry, I forget his name, but they recently hit me up to do some logos or work for them.
Yeah.
And like, as I do it, I'm just thinking another client is like, we was a part of your in-school program 10 years ago.
Well.
And I was like, wow, I'm old. I'm
Wow.
very old.
Yeah, you're getting old and you touch
Yeah, bro.
a lot of people's lives. So, I mean, I gotta ask something cheesy, but you love the art, you do the art, and then you was able to spread that love to younger people, not just the
Right,
people you drawing, but the people who want to draw like you and learn how to draw. What would you say to, the artists who gotta do Zoom class, because they can't even go to school to do
They have an advantage.
art classes.
They have an advantage, bro.
Right. What do you say to people in high school right now who do draw and want to be artists?
Be hungry. If you're in a Zoom class and all you got to do is point the camera at yourself, set up one easel right there.
Yeah.
The true skills of caricatures, because remember, I am also the brand representative or the public relations and brand coordinator, for the University of the Bahamas Bingos, right? I also have contracts with good clients. Some I can mention, like Wellington Heber and a lot of HR specialists. Some clients like Guadalupe, Juba Solutions. So I do a lot. I do videography, photography. I've grown off that one talent, and I now emphasize that quote. The half quote people say is, a jack of all trades is a master of none, right?
Yeah.
And it's not only me. A lot of speakers have found it, but the full quote is, a jack of all trade is a master of none, oftentimes better than a master of one.
Right.
So I'm 31 now, and I've concluded through prayer and meditation. I'm one of those that was gifted 10 talents and came back to the master with 20, 30. I'm not somebody who gave one talent. So now that I know my realm, I operate better. So to any kid out there, first of all, find your path. It's not going to be easy. You're a prime example, man, Cam. From just joking around in college to now being a podcast operator, being a DJ, being a host, being...
Love it, man.
I was gonna say friend. I ain't say that.
Man.
I know, but that I'm disqualified from.
Oh, I mean, no,
that.
you can't speak on that, but
Anyway, but I think a lot of creatives, man, and shout out to the people who I'm glad to have in my circle, from Sawyer, that's great, to yourself, PJ. We do more than one thing, and that's because we're the gifted. And you know what's so interesting to all the nerds out there, all the PhDs, whatever you want to call it? When are we gonna start testing Bahamian kids for gifts?
Yeah. The gifted.
The gift, like, imagine if they could tap into your love of music from an early age.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Not you going through the struggle and learning you loving it and having to build your own podcast. What if somebody tapped into you and developed you?
Yeah,
and
because maths was hard.
Bro, I could brag about this. Arika's 21 now.
Yeah.
She rarely worked for anybody. She has literally gotten everything she's gotten for her and her family off just her talents. Never went to college. And I'm proud to say that about her because she's gifted. And she literally went to college classes. I tried to get in COBUB. She went to college classes and literally was like, okay, that's boring. So we need to test kids for gifts. The kids who I mentor more or less have gifts, and I only use my ability through God to help bring it out and teach them the essentials. But anyway, back to the 3 tips for any artist listening. First of all, art is a business, not a hobby, not a favor, not for exposure. It's a business. If you get too absorbed in the art, you lose the business sense. If you spend 3 months to do a painting, understand that in that 3 months I did thousands of caricatures. So if your painting even costs $10, I've made more. I've made more of caricatures just being quicker. Replicating your work, of course, right? One painting, replicating it, reprinting it, you make your money. Art is a business as well. The second tip to them is, yes, art can make you rich. You can have the money and you can have a career of art. There are too many examples to begin. Just research them. And the final thing is discipline. A lot of people want it. To the young man who I said took up caricature, day one he called me also and said his back hurting. And he said for years he heard me say, take care of your back. And he saw me and he was like, what you mean by take care of your back? Now that he doing caricatures, he did 2 events by himself. He said, Mr. Mortimer, my back hurting? And I said, exactly, welcome to my world. And, discipline comes in the form of you get your first 9 to 5. And then you get hired that night to do a caricature from 6 to 9.
Yeah,
so
boy.
What people is telling me is, but how you do so much? It's because that's how I always was. From I was in Atlantis, from I was in the National Lead Institute helping young men, I've always done multiple things. I maintain a social life, I maintain a Christian life, I maintain a girlfriend. So all I see is time and opportunity every day.
Can't slunk.
Yeah, man.
Can't let the art be an excuse to slunking,
Discipline,
because at least especially in school, I just used to see a lot of art people just laying on the grass, And
yeah, I know. Like in hippie colors. Hey guys,
just
school's
laying
so
on the
boring.
grass.
No, man. Find your own path. I only give little tidbits from things I've learned, but discipline is key. A lot of people want to be an artist, but they don't understand if you're doing a painting that ain't getting you money, and somebody offer you $50 to do something. Why are you struggling? And this is the next thing from hobby to business. You want to do your own thing, and you have all the energy to do your own thing, get no profit, can't make a living. Somebody wants to pay you to do something, and you're struggling. Oh man, why you gotta do this? Like I have clients and who mad at me right now. I ain't finished their book illustration or whatever, because they just have so much work to do. But at the same time, it's like, even for me, I used to shout like discipline, but we gotta finish this. We gotta meet these deadlines. And right when they finish an illustration for many of my clients, I'll get a next one.
Yeah.
So it never stops. For the last 10 years, I've always had 2 book illustrations going. From 100 and the 100 greatest black people in history, which was by that's our ambassador for the Bahamas. He's in the States, Mr. Enos. And then as early as Dr. Shamika Strawn, Sugar Monster. I've always had illustrations. I'm currently doing Nano the Shy Sheep. And I'm also doing my own comic book, Gurin.
I actually talked about
an animation project.
I talked about Dr. Seuss 2 days ago.
Dr. Seuss is an example. Listen, I never was a fan of English, but he's an example of what happened when you do something consistently long enough.
Yeah.
And TikTok following the same module.
Yeah.
You could do one dance on TikTok for 30 days. All you need is somebody to catch on. Now we're talking about the Wizzily Wizzily and the Squiggly Sue. And won't they do it with Dr. Sue?
Yeah.
And he put on his Timbs and his slidey sleep.
Yeah.
And then look at me, I'm writing the book and I'm richer than thee. And you don't like it, listen, you could go slide on your slide. Because
that's what you call
Dr.
bars.
Seuss will be where the money resides.
That's what you call bars right there. Yo, tell people where they can find you on social media.
Always at Waynehead on Instagram, everywhere else. My real name, Renbert Mortimer. You're going to find me. So in LinkedIn, Facebook. I'm on TikTok. Shout out to everybody on TikTok showing me love, man. TikTok is crazy.
You just be doing the dances too?
No, I just literally post like time lapse. I'm not dancing. I'm not
time lapse art.
I do time lapse art on TikTok. A lot of Bahamians commenting on it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bahamian TikTokers. And to everybody who financed me and made this possible, man, from the professional clients, one of my greatest clients and friend, Wellington Hepburn, to even yourself and New Norm, man. Like, New Norm is crazy. Anybody who comes there, they know the energy. It's family, man. We have people who coming back just feeling at home, walking through Balmoral Club like, no, it's cool, I'm a member now. I mean, I thought to remind them, no, you're not a member yet. But it's like, and you can become a member, we can help you. But everything for me is just about making family, making memories, and at the end of it, going to sleep every day and starting fresh. I be so tired at night, 9 o'clock, trust me, my girlfriend hate it. 9 o'clock, knock out. 4 o'clock in the morning, I back up. I maximize my day, bro. That's
how you gotta be, and that's what you gotta do, all right? So, yo, we got a lot of words of wisdom. We learned a lot. I learned a lot about Renbert, but I didn't even know. And, to my artists out there, take care of your back, man.
Yeah, you got it. You need that.
And keep the hustle going, all right? Renbert, we can be talking again. You gotta link up again.
Yeah, man, always.
Hey,
don't forget to tell them come out to karaoke, man. That was crazy, man.
I don't know when the next
karaoke was. Hey, listen, this man is the best ever. We had a Turkish group come through.
Yeah.
They wanted some songs that were not in English. This man interpreted languages and found songs in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, I don't know, like
clap.
It was crazy, bro. Like, you have talent. Like,
yeah, man.
I knew you were talented and I knew you love music, but after that, I realized that I ain't gonna never touch you. Like if they ever say, but you think you could be calm doing anything musically? No.
I don't. You could try.
You could whistle?
I could whistle.
Shucks, I thought I had you there. I ain't want that. Never mind.
Boom.
All right, Judo. All right, Judo the Lion.
Yo, shout out to Judah the Lion. He's in the building this week as well. But anyway, yo, we can take a quick commercial break and come back to you on the other side. Make sure you follow up Win It 242. All social media platforms, all right? Renbert are gone.
All right, man.
Like telling you, bye, make sure.
Oh, bye.
Calm the comfort. Bless.